How's it going, everybody? CJ here, back with another video. If you enjoy my content, please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, check out my Patreon, do all that. And do another first thoughts. We're doing Rielle, which is the new Is It Commander in Ikoria. This card is pretty crazy. It's very, very powerful. And yeah, so we're going to get into this. The first category I want to talk about here is, well, first, Rielle's right here, and it's foreign because the English ones are not like posted yet. Like, I can't see it in English yet. The card hasn't been posted in English yet, so I could just like errata it, but I'm not doing that. So I'm just gonna read it to you. It gets +1/+0 for each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard, and whenever you discard one or more cards for the first time each turn, draw that many cards. So you're gonna be drawing a lot of cards here, and the main category, the first thing that I think that this commander is going to be very, very good for, which a lot of Visit commanders are good for, and they should probably all be in this deck, is wheels. So like Wheel of Fortune, Winds of Change, Tolarian Winds, Windfall, like Arjun, the shifting shifting Sphinx, is that what his name is? Arjun. Because just wheeling it crazy, every time, so like Wheel of Fortune, you discard your hand. So like say you had 5 cards in your hand, discard 5 cards, that means you have to draw 5 cards, and you draw 7 cards because of Wheel of Fortune. So it's really, really good card advantage, like insane, and it's like that for every single wheel, and as long as it's your first discarding of the turn. And a really good card to throw into this deck, just because of the fact that you're doing that, is something like Narset, Parter of Veils. She will stop your opponents from reaping benefits, and you're getting extra benefits, so it's going to be backbreaking to get a wheel off with Rielle out and Narset out. Backbreaking for your opponents. Then we just got some synergistic cards. I'm going to first talk about some instant speed stuff, because that matters a lot in this deck, because you want to be able to do it in your opponent's turn. There seems to be a lot of that is in this set, like a lot of you want to be able to cast spells during every turn. So some good stuff in this deck for instant speed, discard, draw, stuff like that is we got 2 counter spells in Forbid and Rights of Refusal. Both of them let you counter spells and discard cards, so you draw cards. Forbid in particular is great because its buyback is discard 2 cards, so you can just discard 2, draw 2, counter a spell, and it's back in your hand. It's just pure card advantage. Then you got something like Firestorm, which lets you just deal a ton of damage at instant speed, discarding your hand, just wheeling. It's a wheel in itself that also deals a ton of damage for 1 mana at instant speed. Very, very strong card. And then something like Frantic Search, which just lets you untap your lands too, so that's always nice. Then you can also do not spell-based, but like Magus of the Bazaar or Attunement, whatever it is. And both of those can be activated during your opponent's turn, so that way you can get the activations off outside of your own turn. And there's a bunch of cards that you can do it in your own turn, like Conflagrate, deal buttloads of damage. And that also has flashback, so when you discard it, you can flash it back and discard cards with his flashback cost. Then we got Ideas Unbound. It's pretty cool. Just sorcery, draw 3, discard 3 at the end of the turn. So you're just going to draw 3 at end of turn, draw another 3, and discard 3. Or discard 3, then draw another 3. We got Turbulent Dreams. This one's sweet. Additional cost to pay. It's 2 mana. Additional cost. You discard X cards, return X permanents to their owners, non-land permanents to their owners' hands. So, like, say you got a full grip of 7, pay 2 mana, discard your hand, draw 7 cards, bounce 7 things. That's almost like a Psych Rift that wheels. Like, that's so good. That's so good. Faithless Looting and Careful Study. They're basically the same card, just different colors. Both of them are very good. And Faithless Looting can be cast from the graveyard, which makes it even better because you can discard it in this deck very, very easily. And then Cathartic Reunion. Just another good card draw spell. So yeah, then we just got some good interactions in this deck. We got stuff like you can use Rites of Initiation along either that and or Traumatize to just really fill up your graveyard and grow Rielle really, really big. And then use Chandra's Ignition to deal a ton of damage to your opponents. Hopefully you can use Chandra's Ignition to kill your opponents in this deck. Like, you're going to be running enough instants and sorceries that should be a very, very viable option. Especially with dealing damage throughout the game. Underworld Breach is just disgusting in this deck because you're going to be filling your graveyard. Being able to wheel every turn is gross. It's just gross. And you could do it multiple times in a turn, probably. Like, very, very easily. LED, Lion's Eye Diamond. It's very expensive, but if you can afford it, it just becomes a Black Lotus that wheels you. Which, it's a Black Lotus and Wheel of Fortune stapled together. That's disgusting. That's so good. That's so good. You're going to be drawing through your entire deck. So, Laboratory Maniac, Jace Wielder of Mysteries, Thassa's Oracle, all of those should be auto includes in this deck. I like Labman and Jace better than Thassa's Oracle just because they are more on theme with being activated through card draw. Then you got something like Locust God. Locust God would be awesome in this deck. It can deal a ton of damage with the Locusts. You're going to be drawing a ton of cards. Just an insane amount of value. And it's like almost acts as a second commander because of the fact that when it dies, it comes back to your hand. Niv Mizzet Perrin. You're going to be discarding and drawing a ton of cards. And every time you draw cards, you deal damage. So it works out pretty good. And Alheimer's Archive. Just double draw. That's always good. You like drawing cards, so why not draw twice as many cards? And so yeah, that's what I got for Rielle. If I'm missing any crazy cool combos, please comment them down below. Let me know if you guys are going to be building Rielle. I know for a fact that she's going directly into my Locust God deck, and very excited about that. I mean, she even, like, if you don't even have a good discard outlet, but you can draw a couple of cards in your turn, you can draw cards in your end step when you're discard to hand size. Like, it's dumb. It's dumb. So, yeah. Comment down below what you're going to do with Rielle. If you're just going into your decks, if you're building a deck for her, whatever. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video. Check me out on Patreon if you really want to support the channel. And, yeah. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.